Hey guys, Gambling CS here with another knife review. This is the Ulster Dwight Divine & Sons Sea Scout knife. Now this knife is a pretty old knife. I'm pretty sure that Ulster Dwight Divine & Sons is no longer existing and probably bought out or went bankrupt, as a lot of the knife companies seem to be doing these days. Anyway, let's get on to the review. So, the construction of the knife. We've got nickel-silver bolsters and pins, which is really handy. What you have here are bone scales on both sides. They're really textured. If you get a look at that, they're kind of dimpled with a scalloped knife, if you will. It gets a lot of grip with this thing. Now you may be curious about what this is. This is a Sea Scout knife, or a branch of the Boy Scouts. Excuse me. And what this is you can kind of tell it has an eagle superimposed on the fleur-de-lis. It is the official Boy Scout emblem. It has a banner right under here, and it says "Be prepared," which is the Boy Scout motto. Now, being a Boy Scout knife, back in the day, they didn't have a lot of locking mechanisms, so it is a slip joint blade. This one actually is carbon steel, so it will rust, which is why I forced a patina on here. It does look like quite a heavy patina, which it is, mostly because when I got this knife, it was sitting in a box full of water and mold for the past 20 years, so it was pretty disgusting. I had to clean it up quite a bit. It took a long time, but definitely worth it. Now, the blade is interesting, being a full flat grind. It does have a sheep's foot or a mariner blade, as I believe it is, and it cuts incredibly well because of the full flat grind. So easy to sharpen and keep up with the blade, and it's great for all EDC tasks. Now, when I got this knife, originally it was coated in quite a bit of rust, but once you got that off, it had inscribed on it Sea Scouts of America. And on top of that, you kind of tell there used to be an emblem right about here in the middle of the blade, which was an anchor wrapped around in rope, which is quite similar to the Navy emblem, and it had Sea Scouts written on the inscription on the bottom. That was just kind of their little pricing thing on there. Now, it does, you kind of see it has a choil right there in between, which is really nice, I think, for the nice knives. It makes it a lot easier to sharpen, keep that little edge spot at the bottom nice and sharp, so it cuts quite well. I will have a cutting demo at the end of this. If we put that away and look at the other side, now some of you people might be asking, what is this? I mean, it just looks like a spike and it's randomly on here. Well, if you're not familiar with seamanship, this is called a marlin spike. Now, marlin spikes are traditionally used on metal wires and thicker lines, inch-thick manila rope or something that could take a lot of beating. Now, this one, because it's a marlin spike and not a fid. Now, marlin spikes are a lot sharper, so they can get into those tighter spots to pry it open, and it does extend all the way. It just happens to lock in two positions. It pops it out. What I have here for a demonstration is the official A school out of Texas, their official knot, which is called the double carrick. Now, you'll have this, and it is a knot, it's going to hold, and if there's a lot of tension on here, you can't just pop this straight on out and undo the whole thing. It's going to be really tight. I'm sure some of you have plenty of experience with that. Now, what you do with this is, with a spike, you could weave it into the small gaps it has, and pop that right on out. It just fits on any wire, and you just pry it right on out, and it works fantastically well. It's really meant for prying and prodding and whatever else you could think with this, which is why I really love having this knife. If I don't want to pry with a blade, which you shouldn't, though I have been known to do that, which is really stupid of me, but it has happened. This is fantastically well to have it. It is incredibly thick stock with about an 1/8 inch of tang actually held into the bolster here, but it's just one giant chunk of steel. It'll hold up to whatever you can throw at it. Now, a fid is normally made out of aluminum or wood or something of a softer material than steel, and it won't have this very acute tip it has right here. It'll be a lot flatter and duller, and it works in well. And the reason they have that is for synthetic ropes such as polypropylene, polyethylene, nylon, polyester, all those plastic materials, and natural ropes such as manila, cotton, sisal, coir, etc. All these things. Now, you don't want a sharp point, because when you're weaving it inside the actual ropes to perform a splice of some sort, which is basically creating a permanent loop on something, you don't want to actually break up the fibers. And with this sharp point, if it's wedged in there tightly, it will start snapping fibers, which will make the rope weaker. Now, with this marlin spike, I believe they put this on here just for a sharper use and to broaden the category of what it can do with this more acute tip, though you still have to be very careful with it. We'll put that away. What else we have? On the construction of the knife itself, it is a relatively heavy knife. I have not been able to find my scale anywhere, but I believe it's around 4 ounces. It's a lot of steel in here. It's got this nice steel slip joint in the back, and it also has copper liners, which helps reduce the rust quite a bit. Excuse me. Now, like I said before, it was a slip joint, and that's all I have for you. It also, forgot to say, has a lanyard loop instead of an actual punched lanyard hole. So this is really handy. It also just gives you a little tab to hold on to, and it's just kind of a nice little grippy thing to have. Anyway, thank you for watching my videos, and I'm sure I will post the rest of them on here, and thank you very much. Bye.